Assalamu alaikum from the final episode of Embracing Ramadan. First of all, thank you so much for joining us throughout this journey and throughout this holy month of Ramadan. We got to discover together the blessings Ramadan and fasting has added into our lives. We entered this month with the hopes to become better people and better Muslims. And hopefully we finish the month with blessed and forgiven Muslims. So tomorrow's Eid. Remember to make the elderly in your communities happy, to pay them visits. And remember to make the children happy as well. And with that, let's start the final episode of Embracing Ramadan.
يا جميل يا الله يا قريب يا الله يا مجيب يا الله يا حبيب يا الله يا رؤوف يا الله يا عطوف يا الله يا معروف يا الله يا لطيف يا الله يا عظيم يا الله يا حنان يا الله يا منان يا الله يا ديان يا الله يا سبحان يا الله يا أمان يا الله يا برهان يا الله يا سلطان يا الله يا مستعان يا الله يا محسن يا الله يا متعالي يا الله يا رحمن يا الله يا رحيم يا الله يا كريم يا الله يا مجيد يا الله يا فرد يا الله يا وتر يا الله يا أحد يا الله يا صمد يا الله يا محمود يا الله يا صادق الوعد يا الله يا علي يا الله يا غني يا الله يا شافي يا الله يا كافي يا الله يا معافي يا الله يا باقي يا الله يا هادي يا الله يا قادر يا الله يا ساتر يا الله يا قهار يا الله يا جبار يا الله يا غفار يا الله يا فتاح يا الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين. أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العظيم.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Ramadan Story Corner. Today I have another story for you from Umar, who was the caliph of his time. So one day Umar hired a workhorse for some of his business, to do some of his business somewhere outside of the city. While on his way back on the horse, riding on the horse, he had a cloth on his shoulder which had fallen down, and he did not realize it because he was busy reciting the Holy Quran, so he didn't realize that the cloth had actually fallen down until someone had drew his attention to it. When that happened, he saw a guard right beside the horse, and he asked the guard if he could just watch over the horse while he goes back to get the cloth and come back. And the guard agrees, so Umar radiallahu anh, he walks back and he takes the cloth and he rides the horse again. But seeing this, the guard is very curious, and so the guard asks him, and he says, "Can I please ask you two questions?" And Umar radiallahu anh, he says, "Go ahead." And he says, "My first question is, why didn't you just go back with the horse?" And he said, "Well, when I leased this horse, in the contract, there is nothing that says that I can walk back while on my journey with the horse. I fear that it would be dishonesty of me to use the horse to walk back, and so I decided to walk myself." And the guard says, "In that case, my second question is, why didn't you ask me to take it for you?" And he says, in response to this, "Do I have any authority over you personally to tell you to do something that's my own personal business? That would not be right." And with that, we see again the honorable actions of the Caliph Omar, who was second in line after Prophet Muhammad and after Abu Bakr. Happy Ramadan, everyone.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأسألك بأسمائك يا مسبب يا مقرب يا معقب يا مقلب يا مقدر يا مرتب يا مرغب يا مذكر يا مكون يا متكبر سبحانك يا لا إله إلا أنت الأمان الأمان خلصنا من النار يا من لا يشغله سمع عن سمع يا من لا يمنعه فعل عن فعل يا من لا يلهيه قول عن قول يا من لا يغلطه سؤال عن سؤال يا من لا يبرمه إلحاح الملحين يا من شرح بالإسلام صدور المؤمنين يا من أطاب بذكره قلوب المخبتين يا من لا يغيب عن قلوب المشتاقين يا من هو غاية مراد المريدين يا من لا يخفى عليه شيء في العالمين سبحانك يا لا إله إلا أنت الأمان الأمان خلصنا من النار يا من هو علمه سابق يا من هو وعده صادق يا من هو لطفه ظاهر يا من هو أمره غالب يا من هو كتابه محكم يا من هو قضاؤه كائن يا من هو قرآنه مجيد يا من هو ملكه قديم يا من هو فضله مقيم يا من هو عرشه عظيم سبحانك يا لا إله إلا أنت الأمان الأمان خلصنا من النار يا رب الأرباب يا مفتح الأبواب يا مسبب الأسباب يا معطي الثواب يا ملهم الصواب يا منشئ السحاب يا شديد العقاب يا سريع الحساب يا من له الإياب يا غفور يا تواب سبحانك يا لا إله إلا أنت الأمان الأمان خلصنا من النار وأسألك بأسمائك يا ربنا يا إلهنا يا سيدنا يا مولانا يا ناصرنا يا حافظنا يا قادرنا يا رازقنا يا دليلنا يا مغيثنا سبحانك يا لا إله إلا أنت الأمان الأمان خلصنا من النار
Welcome everyone. Ramadan for some is about community, for some it's mainly about spirituality, and for some it's about family. Throughout our episodes, we try to focus on all of these different aspects of Ramadan. And as a guest today, we have a face that you are already familiar with, our host Zehranur Şaşal. Zehranur, welcome.
Thank you. Welcome yourself.
Thank you very much. First time somebody's asking me, welcome.
Well, yes, and first time I actually get to talk to somebody instead of just talking to a camera. This is really nice for a change.
So let's talk about the project that you have done for last almost 29 days during Ramadan. How did you start the project?
I first got a call from the director telling me about the project, and I thought it was really interesting, and I thought it was for a really good cause. But at first I was very hesitant because, you know, being in front of the camera, this being on YouTube forever and ever. But it was at a time when a close relative of ours had passed away, and somebody I knew from school had actually passed away as well. So it really got me thinking, you know, life is really short, and everything or anything we can do good is what's gonna stay with us. So, and then I was kind of coerced into saying yes by life events, basically.
So as a host, what was the biggest challenge of this project?
Personal challenge was that I live kind of far away from where all this is happening, so the travel, especially with fasting, was a long way to do. Another thing was the weather.
As far as I know, you are living out of city, right?
Yes, I live in out of city, so I had to do almost an hour and a half or sometimes 2 hours with the traffic of traveling. And then the weather was really hard because, as you know, Canada doesn't really get summer as that often or as quickly. Especially in one of the episodes, after we had the take and then it was aired on YouTube, my mom called me and she's like, Zara, you kind of seem a little frozen in this one. Your mimics, your face expressions, they're too solid. And I said, that's exactly it. I was frozen because I was certain that I actually smiled while saying my goodbyes, but turns out my muscles didn't move. So either I was frozen or that I was frowning the whole time, that when I smiled, nothing really happened.
So let's talk about Eid. How is your Eid celebration going, and what does Eid mean to you as a Muslim Canadian?
When I was growing up, as the child of the family, Eid meant a lot of cleaning, helping mom cook, preparing for the guests. And my parents are elders of the community. And the tradition that I grew up in, it's usually the young people who come to visit the, elder people. If my mom's watching this, she's not old. She's 18 years old, but she's older than the 16-year-olds who come to visit. So I don't want her calling me and telling me that you told the whole world I was old. So no, mom, you're not old. But so growing up, that's what it meant, cleaning, cooking, and having a lot of people over, and then visiting grandparents. And then in my tradition where I grew up is that you kiss the hands of the elders, and then you put the back of their hands on your forehead as a show of respect. And they give money to the children or candy. So growing up, I made a lot of money. I made good money from Eid. But as you become older, you don't do that tradition anymore. You don't kiss hands. So even though I have more student loans now, I don't get the money. And now what it means is that as a married woman now, I get to visit a lot of the people that I know, and I get to eat a lot of good food. And because I'm one of the youngest in the community, nobody comes to my house. So no cleaning, no cooking for me. But overall, Eid is a really big celebration, and reflecting it on a spiritual side. We fast for a month, and Allah rewards us with a celebration, with a feast. So it makes me wonder, if we were to live a life that's like Ramadan, like fasting, keeping away from bad deeds and anything evil, what would be the rewards be in the other world? It would be like festivities. So I think it makes me think of Allah's mercy at the end.
Have you had a chance to celebrate your Eid in a country where most of the people are Muslim?
Yes, I actually grew up in Turkey up until I was 11 years old. Back then it's very different because there the religion and culture are embedded together. So when it's Ramadan, it doesn't matter if you're a practicing Muslim or not. There's like a national holiday, there's a lot of traffic, a lot of celebration, and people go buy new clothes. It's like a very big thing for everybody, even if they're practicing or not. So when we used to live back in Turkey, we would wake up really early, and then we would dress up, and then after my dad, my grandpa, they came back from the Eid prayer, it would be like a huge feast. You would kiss the hands of your dad, your elders, your mothers, your grandmother. They would give you a whole bunch of money. It would be like an amazing thing. At Eid, basically all rules for children were abandoned. You get to sleep whenever you want. You get to eat as much as candy as you want. But now it's different. It's a different atmosphere. I'm older. I live in a different country. It's still good to have a celebration, but childhood memories, they were precious.
So let's think about another side. Let's say you are a kid and living in a Western country where most of the people are not celebrating Ramadan as you are celebrating in back your home as a Muslim people all together. Do you think it's a big challenge for the kids?
I don't think it is, especially in Canada, where this place is definitely an exemplary country in terms of its mosaic, where everybody is respectful of each other's differences. It can be a challenge in terms of keeping that livelihood alive of Eid. But there are some things that people can do, and I'm sure a lot of mothers and fathers are already practicing this, is to come together as communities to reward children so that they get to live the experience of Eid and have a very big feast about it. Because reflecting back, when I think about my life now, I have to go to school, I have to work. If Eid wasn't a big part of my life growing up, I don't think I would have to make the effort to, get a day off from work, or, to make my accommodations at school to attend that. But these things come to you when you're growing up, and then it becomes a habit after life, after a long time. So I think one way to do this would be, if you live in a community where there are other members of the community who are celebrating Eid with you, to take your children from door to door. At least that was a tradition back in Turkey. To visit them, it's just like trick-or-treating, where they can say Eid Mubarak, and then they can receive their candy and chocolate, so they understand that this is a big thing for them, and that they're part of this identity, which is an Islamic identity, and they can actually live this freely out in the world as Canadian Muslims. And I think making this Eid public to the children and making them live this in a public arena will make them feel more integrated and more welcomed in a Canadian society.
What would be your Eid message to people around the world?
Eid Mubarak to everybody who are celebrating. I think this is a very nice celebration to come together. I know Eid brings a lot of goodness in people. People who are arguing stop. And I would like to thank our viewers actually for staying with us for the duration of this holy month, and that I wish them a Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak to you. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.
We talk about embracing Ramadan Iftar project and celebrating Eid-ul Fitr with Zehra Nur Shashal, host of the Embracing Ramadan project. May Allah's blessing be with you today, tomorrow, and always. Eid Mubarak.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Zehan Rashid back with another episode of Eating Healthy on Ramadan TV International. In the last episode, we were talking about a few tips, and I think I skipped from tip number 1 to tip number 3 without realizing it. The tip number 2, if you can remember, is to not bring food and drink very close to each other, which means people who drink large volumes of water or other kinds of juices or tea, etc., with food actually affect their ability to digest food, because the juices, the enzymes that are present inside all of us need to have time to act on the food that has been eaten. The well-chewed food that is eaten will have a very different effect as compared to the food that's not well-chewed and eaten in a hurry, because you simply have not allowed the digesting enzymes to have their full actions, which means that digestion will not be complete, or will be, at the least, will not be proper. So spacing food and drink, allowing either half an hour before or half an hour after, so that drinks and food are a little bit farther apart. Number 4 point is try and use what would be considered live foods. Live foods means the more raw vegetables and fruits are a part of your diet, the more enzymes, and enzymes, remember, are things that are alive, that help us basically digest our foods well, and that also help us really have more energy from the food that we've eaten, better nutrition component, etc. So the raw vegetable component, the raw fruit component is actually very big for helping us digest our food and to add live enzymes to our diet. I think I'm on number 7. Number 7 point is, when you break your fast, in particular, as we seem to be, we're all doing this these days in Ramadan, but even under normal circumstances in your breakfast, eat slowly and don't eat highly processed foods. A date, a tamar, a khajur is ideal. The reason the date actually is a nice combination of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, and actually allows the carbohydrates to reach our blood very quickly. So it's one of the best ways of breaking our fast. But what I wanted to emphasize was, break your fast with foods that are, again, slow in terms of releasing sugar, that are not chewed, that are chewed well, and that are not rapidly ingested and digested, because that means that you'll be hungry within an hour or so. There's nothing wrong with nibbling. We are all fond of nibbling, particularly at night time, now that it's Ramadan time and we get time really to eat, very little time to eat and longer hours to fast. Here the advantage is, if we are nibbling on things like nuts, for example, things like raisins, for example, things like almonds, for example, all of these things actually have energy, nutrition, and fiber all in one go. So they're really very helpful in helping us avoid the hunger pangs which may occur in the late part of the evening, and in addition they give us energy and nutrition, which is very valuable as well. Now, I can't emphasize enough the importance of cruciferous vegetables, which means I'm not talking about potato, I'm talking about broccoli, I'm talking about kale, I'm talking about cucumber, I'm talking about lettuce, etc., and even Brussels sprouts, etc. And the reason why these are important, again, my favorite, antioxidants, full of fiber, green, so therefore a lot of alive enzymes, definitely a very big component in terms of the antioxidant things that we all need. Remember, the body is producing a lot of radicals in the process of digestion, particularly in people who are fond of eating meat, people who are fond of eating particular processed meats. You are generating a lot of these highly uncontrolled radicals which have a potential of harming you. So you have to, and I have to, counter that with eating foods that actually become antioxidants, which means they actually literally annul any harmful effects of these foods. So if you are keen of meats, you are keen on eating processed foods, Also add, in approximation, about half of your diet should be unprocessed, wholesome food. Remember that when we eat, we are either preparing ourselves for disease or we're preparing ourselves for health. If you are not keen on greens, which means you rather not eat the greens, you can actually make very healthy smoothies also. You can actually make smoothies out of these green vegetables, and you can add something sweetening like I've added in the past, such as a bit of raw honey, or you can add molasses, or you can add stevia, and there are so many other things, but you can actually add to make your greens become a little bit more tastier. Me and you should not forget the importance of, once again, having a nice combination of wholesome foods with 3 components of proteins, carbohydrates and fats, but also remembering the combination of alive foods versus dead foods, or foods that are not therefore very active in terms of enzymes, etc. I hope, inshallah, that you've all had a great Ramadan. I hope some of these tips have been helpful. I certainly have enjoyed talking to you, and I've learned a lot myself. And again, until the next time, I wish you all a great Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم يا ربنا، إنما أشكو بثي وحزني إلى الله، وأعلم من الله ما لا تعلمون. يا من يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء، ها نحن المضطرون، استجب دعواتنا واكشف عنا السوء. قد طاعت علينا الأرض بما رحبت، وطاقت علينا أنفسنا، إنما نشكو بثنا وحزننا وشكايتنا. اللهم أصلح لسراح إخواننا المسجونين والموقوفين والمغدورين، تغنينا بها عن رحمة من سواك. اللهم يا منزل الكتاب، يا مجري السحاب، يا هازم الأحزاب، واهزمهم وانصرنا عليهم، وعليهم دائرة السوء في أقرب زمان. رب أنزلني منزلا مباركا وأنت خير المنزلين. رب إني لما أنزلت إلي من خير فقير. رب لا تذرني فردا وأنت خير الوارثين. ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أناب. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم صل على الذات المحمدية اللطيفة الأحدية، شمس سماء الأسرار ومظهر الأنوار ومركز مدار الجلال وقطب فلك الجمال. اللهم بسره إليك وبسيره لديك آمن خوفنا، وأقل عسرتنا، وأذهب حزننا وحرصنا، وكن لنا إليك منا، وارزقنا الفناء عنا، ولا تجعلنا مفتونا بنفسنا محبوبا بحسنا، واكشف لنا عن كل سر مكتوم. يا حي يا قيوم، يا حي يا قيوم، يا حي يا قيوم. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. آمين، والحمد لله رب العالمين.
الله أكبر، الله أكبر، الله أكبر، الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
محمد رسول الله صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت سيدنا محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته إنك لا تخلف الميعاد.
Thank you for watching the final episode of Embracing Ramadan. It was a great pleasure being your host. Will you see us next year, next Ramadan, or even during the year? Maybe, so stay tuned for that. So tomorrow is Eid, and I hope that we live our lives like it's Ramadan every day so that our afterlives feel like festivities. Eid Mubarak to you and your families. Goodbye from the final episode of Embracing Ramadan.